Continuing coverage of the war in the Middle East with Congress still at a standstill and no Speaker of the House. The White House met with a group of House lawmakers to discuss plans for a fresh aid package for Israel. Top Democrat on the Armed Services Committee, Congressman Adam Smith from Washington, joins me now. Congressman, thanks for taking the time on a Sunday. The White House has called on Congress to approve an aid package for Israel. Do you know how close we are to that kind of deal?
Well, I think we're still far away for a variety of different reasons. First of all, it's not just Israel. We are looking at a supplemental package, and there's really 4 items on the list, depending on who you are and what your priorities are. Aid for Ukraine, aid for Israel, aid to the border, and then also aid in the Indo-Pacific region. So that's the supplemental package that's being contemplated. Problem is, as you know, we don't have a Speaker in the House. So at the moment, the House can't do anything. Problem number 2 is the Republicans seem poised to elect Jim Jordan to be that Speaker. We'll see. We'll find out, Monday or Tuesday. He has not historically been very flexible about working with Democrats, and that's an understatement. And if we're going to pass anything, it's got to pass the House, the Senate, and the White House. And then also the White House and the Senate have not yet settled themselves on what package they would like to see in terms of how much for those combination of 4 issues. So all this could change very quickly. But right now, those are the basic impediments to getting the supplemental that we're talking about here.
Before I get to my next question, you brought up Jim Jordan. I'm just curious, do you think he's going to have the votes? Because there seems to be a lot of opposition to his potential speakership.
Yeah, well, there is opposition, but look, and I try not to be overly harsh and critical about this, and it's hard, but the so-called moderates in the Republican Party don't really actually exist in my experience. They always cave to the far right, to the, if you will, MAGA extremists. And, here's Jim Jordan, who did as much as anything to promote, or as anybody in the House, to promote Donald Trump's, big lie about the election being stolen and overturning it. He's as MAGA as they get. You would think that all these people in the moderate Republican Party who have been critical of that wouldn't vote for it, but they seem to cave. So I'd say it's 50-50 at this point, and we'll find out Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, and a lot hangs in the balance, as you point out. The House Republicans still haven't elected a speaker, although, whether that happens Monday or Tuesday or it goes on and on, who knows? But the question is Congress able to act on any kind of legislation, particularly for aid, before a speaker is elected?
Well, no, we can't. Before a speaker is elected, no. I mean, the law on that is clear. I won't walk through the whole thing. Just trust me, it is clear. The current Speaker pro tem is in position to do one and only one thing, and that is to facilitate the election of the next speaker. So no, before we get a speaker, the House will not be able to act on that type of package.
So what other kind of things can Congress do specifically? I mean, I know you're talking about Ukraine, Indo-Pacific. Of course, there are a lot of places that we're focused on, but right now, because the war just broke out, what else can Congress do to support Israel?
Well, I think, the best thing we can do is help the administration with their diplomatic effort, because there's 2 big pieces to this. One, obviously, we want to try to, well, 3, actually. We want to try to support Israel. We are already sending arms, ammunition, supplies to them to help with that. But the most important thing is to work diplomatically with partners in the region to contain the conflict, to try and make sure that Hezbollah does not get involved from the north, that Iranian militias in Syria and Iraq don't get involved. So we're working on that. And then lastly, make sure that we have force protection for the U.S. forces that are in the region. Congress itself can't do a lot in that regard until we get a speaker. But I think we should be certainly supportive of President Biden and his team, who are working on all of those issues right now.
All right, Congressman Adam Smith, thanks so much for taking the time on this Sunday. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.